Good piss?
Yeah.
Good piss in your head?
Yeah, pretty good, eh?
Man. What are your thoughts of the New Zealand liquor industry?
Oh, it's pretty good to be honest, eh? Like the beer we got here is it's pretty on, eh?
It's pretty fire. Got nice imported shit, you know. Got these fuckers, got Rockerfellers.
It gets it's crazy.
Insane, man. Insane. Do you reckon the Happy Dad site's really good?
Oh, I don't know, eh? It's crazy how we've never had that before. They haven't brought it here.
No.
It's fucked. Yo, you see that stuff about Luke Belmar I sent you?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Wait. So he's he claims he's Argentinian. I don't know his backstory or anything, but is he like Iman Ghazi, where he claims to be from a roughed up background and shit?
I think Iman's actually from that background, but Luke Belmar's
because I watched that 10-minute video on my work break, and it's just apparently he never disclosed that his stepdad, who's been raising him since age of 11 or 12, has been a multi billionaire.
Oh no, no.
Has funded all the capital for his businesses.
Wait,
just,
really? Damn, that's fun. Because I've watched Iman since he had 50k followers. He's disclosed his stepdad was a multi-millionaire. He said, yeah, this guy ditched us when I was 11, and he left the apartment. The lights weren't on. We had no power, but we're in the richest part of London. So yeah, this whole story is yeah, we're in the richest part of London. I have all these connections, but I'm poor and stuff. And then he grows up. So yeah, I do my SMMA. We've got lawsuits against this guy. That's crazy if he's funding all his business movements, because Iman said in his videos before he was famous, I was watching this stuff. It's yeah, this is tough for me right now. I have a guy suing me who's worth millions of dollars. If he's funding him, that's fucked. I haven't watched the video yet, so I don't know.
I don't think there's any concrete proof that he was funding him.
Right.
But is there actually proof that his stepdad just disappeared out of nowhere, just fully dished his ass, or?
There's no proof, but I've seen his old videos. And it's interesting. He's just in London, and he's oh bro, yeah, I'm going on this train right now. Hops on the train. He just goes to this bookstore, and he gets books for basically $1. It's some cheap bookstore in London. And then he's had stories on a podcast where he's yeah, I was fucked for a bit when I was 16. My friends got me into clubs and I did cocaine and stuff. He has some interesting stories. Interesting guy. I didn't think he'd blow up, and he did. And I was that's crazy. I followed this guy when he was 50k followers or whatever.
Dang.
Yeah, interesting guy. But Luke Belmar, that's fascinating. People are alleging he's in the CIA. I don't know about that. But he at least lied about his last name. He lied about his backstory, which was kind of makes sense when you listen to his backstory. It's crazy.
So what's his backstory? Elaborate.
So he's he says he's starts out in Argentina, right?
Mm.
And he's oh yeah. So
I thought he was Russian.
Nah. No, that's Ghazi, Iman Ghazi.
Oh, we're talking about Belmar.
Yeah, Belmar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke Belmar's yeah, I started in Argentina, right? It's yeah, we're fine as a kid. I watched some cartoons. That's what he says. Yeah, I watched some cartoons, but I'm kind of poor. Yeah, okay. My uncle works for an airline. He gets me on a plane, sneaks me in, and sits me at the front where I don't have a seat. It's a very funny story where it's if it's real, it's very funny. He's at the front. Everyone's watching him. Who is this guy just sitting at the front with no seat? In hindsight, it sounds very much like a CIA kind of thing. Past 9/11, no flight attendant or no pilot is letting someone on and just sitting in the front like that with no seat. But he says that he's yeah, I get there, and I'm homeless basically. I'm working all these jobs. He somehow has a Washington Post job, somehow under a fake name. It's his real name allegedly. and then he also works at a restaurant where he served Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, like, it's kind of funny how, like, oh yeah, like, coincidentally you serve Jeff Bezos at some, like, restaurant while you're investing in crypto, and before that you somehow worked at the Washington Post. Like, it's a funny story, but, like, when you think about it, like, yeah, that sounds kind of made up, eh? Like, think about it. He was homeless when he got there, he was washing basketball courts. Somehow he got a job at the Washington Post, writing articles for them, and then he was down at a restaurant. He was working there and he served Jeff Bezos. And all of a sudden he's drop shipping and making like heaps of money. He invests in crypto. It's an interesting story, but like, yeah.
Huh. Wait, if he's like recruited by the CIA, what do you reckon he's like trying to sign up? Like, what is it? What is he even up to?
I don't know. It's like that's the thing. It's like he's kind of like a weak Andrew Tate, to be honest, if you think about it. Like he pulls on some people, nowhere near as much as Tate, and nowhere near much like the influence. But he like has this whole idea like the Matrix. Like I watched his early stream, where it's like a couple hundred people watched it, and it's like I don't know. He's a weird. If he is in the CIA, it's a bit of a weird psyop. But I kind of get it. They're like planting that guy like in this like dissident right wing movement that's trying to make money. It does make sense because he has Capital Club with a couple of like Chinese guys. I think it's like Steve Tan and like his brother or whatever. And yeah, they have like, bro, they probably have like 50K people in that group. So if he's a CIA psyop, like they, you know, worked out. They have a lot of people under that group.
Let's go. Huh. Wait, so where is he actually from?
That's the thing. I don't know. Like
he's a German.
His last name is Tice, Lucas Tice.
Lucas Tice.
I forget his brother's name, but it's like something Tice, right? And there's like records of him being an actor. But the story with his brother is like, oh, my brother was like fat and suicidal, and I had to pull a gun out of his apartment because he was going to kill himself. That's the whole story, and like pulls everyone. I was like, no way. No, that's his name. Nate Belmar. Nate Belmar was going to kill himself. But Nathan Tice is available on the internet as like an actor. They've like copyrighted everything on that though, so yeah, it's kind of crazy though. Like they've exposed them, at least they've like lied about their background story. Who really knows what they're up to, if they're in the CIA or not?
Wait, so people investigated this whole situation with his brother Nathan Tice.
Yeah,
and
Nathan Tice.
What do you come out saying?
Well, Nathan Tice and Lucas Tice, they found all the stuff. They got screenshots of all of this. Multiple people have, and they've taken it down for copyright. Like someone has something where they're like, oh yeah, I went and tried to like access the article because Lucas Tice, right, Luke Belmar, he had a girlfriend back in the day. He was in Berlin. That's like more evidence he's probably German, right? He's in Berlin randomly, like in 2014. There's a terrorist attack right where he is, and he was like a witness. So there's an article about him where he's like, yeah, he was like explaining what happened basically. But that article's been taken down for copyright strike. Lucas Tice taken down. And yeah, there used to be, when you search Lucas Tice, like his face basically. And the other lie is like he went to college or whatever, and like, but he always says in his videos like, don't go to university, it's a scam, you know, the Matrix, that kind of thing. But he has a degree, so. So he's kind of scamming people in that way, at least. What's
he up to?
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's very funny because it's like the whole story is like, oh, poor guy from Argentina makes it in America. He's probably a German guy, probably born in America, and he's like faking this whole thing. He made it, like, yeah, respect, but he's faking everything. It's not that like extreme. It's very funny. If he's in the CIA though, it's like very funny because like he had on his Instagram, I followed him like way back in 2022 when Argentina won the World Cup. He posted a story where like he was celebrating, like, let's go, we won the World Cup and stuff. If he's in the CIA and not actually Argentinian, imagine how committed to the bit this guy is. Like, he must have known he was going to go viral because he's like celebrating Argentina's win, not even from Argentina. It's crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How many of these fucking like red pilled like e-commerce YouTubers do you reckon like fake for shit? Because that was what the main like expose of Iman Ghazi was. Because he sold he ran like his SMMA business, and then he started like an online education course called whatever the fuck, like teaching people how to start their own SMMA and just like agencies in general. But apparently people did like like he was like IAG like media was like a legally registered business in the UK. Like people like found out his shit, and you can find like a lot of data about it online.
Yeah.
Apparently, like the revenue that he got, like he claimed he made like hundreds of thousands of like dollars like per month, like 1.5 million per year at like some point. Apparently, he made like nothing near that. I mean, not nothing near that. I think some source found that he made like 400K and like one of his like biggest years.
Yeah, I read that where like someone was like, "Oh no, he's a fraud." Like he made like a few $100K basically in a year. I kind of disbelieved it at the time. So is it like too much evidence out there? Maybe he made a lot of money with his agency. Maybe he didn't. But I have heard like a mutual on Twitter, right, who's like from New Zealand or whatever. It says like, yeah, I did his course and stuff, and like the guy's a fraud. Like his course says like, I'll get you a client. It'd be like so good. You do the course, maybe you get a client. But whatever's in his course does not teach you to do that. It's like very basic. It's basically what he says in his YouTube videos. So there's a lot out there on like Iman Ghazi about him being a scam. But I mean, I kind of respect the guy though, because like he plays the game of like guru so well. I think he's at like 5 million followers now. Like no one's done it. Because you know, like the OG of like the guru space, right, is from New Zealand.
From New Zealand?
Yeah, this guy called Sam Ovens. He like started this whole thing. He did really well. Like it's the same kind of thing where they're like, oh, did he really make that money before? No one knows, but he ran up his course or whatever. Did really well. Sam Ovens, he got like 1 million followers maybe. Then out of that came Ty Lopez.
Lopez.
Yeah, he got really big after Sam Ovens. So New Zealander Sam Ovens started it, moved to America. He's kind of like forgotten New Zealand now. Ty Lopez becomes big. Now it's like Hormozy, Iman Ghazi. There's like an infamous photo where Iman Ghazi is like at a Sam Ovens conference, like learning from Sam Ovens. So yeah, a New Zealander basically set this all up, which is kind of crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, he was like the OG of the space.
Wait, what did this guy Sam Ovens do?
He just like sold a course and something, I can't remember. He sold a course, but now he like runs. Have you heard of School? It's like
School.
SKOOL.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like a Discord, but for like business people, right? It's kind of failed, but they bought Hormozy in as like a part owner, and it's like a big thing. Like, oh, Hormozy's in this. Everyone's like, yeah, it's gonna go crazy. They've done well as a company, but like that Sam Ovens thing now, and he's like kind of fat and stuff. It's like people are kind of memeing on like what happened to this guy. He's like fat. He's like running this like company or whatever. But
you can't take advice from a fat fucker, bro. Like fitness advice from a fat fucking fat personal trainer. Like in general, bro, you taking advice from a fat motherfucker, bro? I don't know.
No, in general, you really can't do that, eh? Like,
nah, bro, I don't know. You gotta be like pretty wealthy in like all realms, you know, like to be like taken like seriously, you know.
The only exception is like Donald Trump, but he's not even like fat, to be honest. He's just like, you know, he's old. But like Trump, like, this is like another thing that I was like thinking recently. The only two guys in US politics who have like good physiognomy, right? Where you're like, oh, that's like a strong guy right there, is Biden and Trump. You look at him, it's like no one else has that kind of physiognomy. You're like, yeah, I trust that guy, but well, not trust, but like, yeah, he's a good leader. Biden and Trump both have that, and even RFK to a bit, who's like the third guy in there. Yeah,
Bernie Sanders kind of looks like a soy jack, bro. I don't know.
Wait, who?
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is like, yeah, fuck that guy, but like Biden, Trump, RFK, somehow they're all the top three for president. Like nature worked itself out there. Like they all have the physiognomy for president as well. Even though Biden's like a shill and he's like paid by like all these, he's paid. I forget who. he was like under Obama or whatever. Obama was controlling him. He went with the Clintons, which is like the Rockefellers. Because I think Obama's backed by the Rothschilds, and like the Clintons are backed by the Rockefellers, and like Biden's like kind of like a bit beyond that. He was under the Rothschilds, and then Obama was like controlling him a bit, but like he's kind of a retarded president, and he was like he's so old he's like not really there, and he's like yeah I'm gonna run again, and the Obamas were pissed. They're like no, we want Michelle Obama in. This is all alleged, like this might not be true, but then apparently the Clintons like took over like funding this guy, and now it's like Obama versus Clinton in the media, and that's why like all these rumors about Obama being like a homosexual and stuff, and like Michelle Obama rumors are coming out. It's because like Biden has switched to the Clintons, and the Clintons are like fighting the Obamas.
Dang.
Yeah, because the Obamas have like run the Democrats for ages. Like, think about it, for like years, you have not seen like a good like Obama has been like so good in the media, even when Trump's like peaking as a candidate. Everyone's like, yeah, Obama's all good. But now you're seeing all this stuff where it's like, oh no, like look at Michelle Obama, is she really a woman or whatever? So there's like a rumor where it's like Biden is under the Clintons, and the Clintons are trying to attack the Obamas. And beyond that, the Clintons were always funded by the Rockefellers, and the Obamas were always funded by the Rothschilds, if you like track by the money. And it's like, yeah, there's kind of a thing where it's like, yeah, those two like big families are fighting. The Rothschilds are winning heavily. Like, you can obviously see that the Rothschilds like run Israel basically. Israel's doing like super well in U.S. politics and stuff. So that's like an interesting rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, what is like the underlying conflict between these two like mega families?
It's kind of like, so the Rockefellers, they had like oil, they had like the whole oil thing. They started climate change actually. There's like a really good documentary on this where like so they had the oil families. They're like, yeah, we can see some like pushback coming. So they set up one of their guys. They tracked him. He's the guy who like runs all the climate change conferences to start with. And this guy's like, he was like one of the CEOs of one of their companies that they like owned a majority share of, and there's like all these records of him like meeting with the Rockefellers. So they set this guy up. They're like, yeah, like let's do this conference. We'll investigate climate change. Eventually, it becomes a thing. Like, oh, climate change. The guy at the top of it, like totally Rockefeller funded. He came from a poor family. The Rockefellers brought him up. Like they own him basically. And then the Rothschilds. So that's like a whole nother line of history that goes back into the 1800s. There's like some guy who like sets up Zionism, right? And they're like, yeah, we should have a Jewish state. And what happens there is like there's a weird thing that happens around World War II. I need to like look into it more. But there's a thing where like Hitler like is kind of trying to set up like a Zionist state himself because he doesn't like Jewish people. He's like, yeah, go to the Zionist state. But basically, what he does like creates a justification for Israel. So the British government is like, oh, because they're lobbied by like the City of London like banking group, which is a lot of Zionists. So they're like, oh yeah, we have to set up Israel in Palestine, which the British own, as they like wind down their empire. They set up Israel. The Rothschilds basically set that up. It's like some records on that. So the Rothschilds, they're then like them and the Rockefellers are like trying to buy off like American politics because America's like the world power, right? And basically they're kind of like, yeah, the Rothschilds won because the Rockefellers, they had a lot of presidents like Bill Clinton. He's known a lot of associations with the Rockefellers. Obama, I forget who Bush was with, but like they're like, yeah, the Rothschilds won because they own all the media and they own like you can see it with like, have you seen like the anti-Semitism bill or whatever? It's like
Anti-Semitism bill.
have you not seen this in America where they're pushing it through where it's like you can't. There's like certain Bible verses where it's like, oh, Jewish people killed like Jesus Christ, or whatever. Like you can go to jail for that in America, is what they're trying to say. It's like supposed to be the free speech state. So they're saying like, yeah, the Rothschilds have kind of like monopolized America. They've gotten a lot of the companies through like their shell corps. I think like Vanguard, BlackRock, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's basically been the war. It's been Rockefellers versus Rothschilds. They're from the same bloodline ultimately, but that's been the war between those two guys. It's like a crazy law. Like I can't even fully explain it, to be honest, because I didn't even know the full context behind it. But like, that's just what I know.
Huh. Okay, I'm excited for your 40 minutes video essay that you're gonna build up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna promote it. Put it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. EnsorMedia.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter?
Ensor. It's like Ensor, but it's like got like 6 R's on the end.
x.com/Ensor.
Yeah.
Be there. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
At Mihikel_. I'm gonna post a reminder tomorrow. Tune in and shit. Yeah. What do you have planned for your documentary?
I don't even know, man. We'll see. We'll see when I'm sober and stuff, eh?
I've been working for like 10 hours today. Had a few drinks. Pretty mind numbing. My brain's a bit too slow to comprehend all of this. That's been pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Do some brainstorming. Pump out more content.
Too good.
It's part 1 of podcast series. Yeah.